Famer Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And the Clippers starting five. The veteran wings, Powell and Leonard. Jones and Zubats make up the 4 and the 5. And it's Harden in at the point guard. And for Brooklyn, down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Johnson is out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Williams at the 3, the small forward. So, Greg, it doesn't get much better than this, does it? Major playoff implications in this one tonight.
Both teams have a lot on the line in this contest. Seeding in the postseason can make or break a team's chances.
Now, here is Russell, hoping to put that miserable performance against Toronto behind him tonight. And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
Harden the pass to Zubats. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot through here. And talk about victors and guys who play to their strength. What about Zubats? He does a great job.
He does, Kevin. A 7-footer who wants to play like a 7-footer. He's an outstanding rebounder. He doesn't need the ball offensively. You know he's going to show up and give you great effort every night.
That free throw missing. And not too long ago, Doris, there were such high hopes for the Nets' future.
I mean, think about it, Kevin. A few years back, people were talking about Brooklyn being a dynasty in the making. They were loaded with talent. And for a lot of reasons, it fell apart pretty quickly. How fine is that line between success and failure in the league? Incredible.
So we can't get either to fall. Doris, recently the Clippers relocated their G League team, bringing basketball back to the city of San Diego.
Kevin, I absolutely love this because San Diego gets its first NBA representation since 1984. And yes, it's great for the city itself, but it's also a smart move by the NBA. You are tapping into an untouched market.
And it's the Clippers' ball. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Was able to talk with Jordy Fernandez for a minute. Now, Coach told me the key is to stay disciplined on defense, especially when guarding James Harden. He said James is special offensively. He's a master at manipulating defenses and drawing fouls. So, of course, they don't want to give him easy points at the foul line. Guys?
Thanks, David. Harden, that's good.
Well, if it's James Harden taking the mid-range, I'm fine with it. This guy is a 3-level scorer par excellence.
Russell against Harden. Here's Claxton. Banked in off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Offensive rebound. Harden misses from close range. Nets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Russell. Good.
This guy, an effortless scorer. Outside, inside, in between. Dynamic scorer is D'Angelo Russell.
Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Powell. And Leonard has it in the corner. Back to Powell. Three-pointer. Johnson with the rebound.
Boy, the offensive flow just isn't there right now. 1 for 5 to start the game.
Russell passes to Johnson. Back to Russell. Here's the 3. Here's Claxton. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Pass to Powell. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Wow, with contact in the restricted area, Norman Powell, gritty play.
Brooklyn leading by 4. Now Johnson. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And Claxton throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that. when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And he converts the layup. Harden's got his second bucket.
James Harden, with the ability that he has both from a smarts, IQ, and skill standpoint, nice drive right there.
Williams kicks to Johnson. Into the lane. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Harden can't hit. The Nets have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. Here's Claxton. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. That's now 8 points for Nick Claxton.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And here we can check out the story for Bojan Bogdanovic. Batum dishes to Bogdanovic.
Last 2 minutes to play. First quarter.
Simmons looking it over. Pass to Bogdanovic. 5 on the clock. Here's Coffey. That one drops for him.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for the Nets. They lead by 4. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
Yeah, I mean, just way too many turnovers in that one. If you can't protect the ball, you can't expect to win.
That's exactly right. Miscues drive a coach crazy. You're giving them more opportunities than you're giving yourself, and that's always problematic.
Here's Coffey after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. A 3 from Bogdanovic. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Doris, what's the key for a team like the Nets, who have to hit the reset button, so to speak?
I think, Kevin, you have to find consistency at the head coaching position, because then you can set clear and achievable goals for your team going forward. You set a style of play, commit to it, and just build year by year, game by game.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
They've been so aggressive, going strong at the defense, looking to score off of that penetration.
Yeah, and what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Outside for Batum. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
You can't allow Nicholas Batum a free look from 3. This guy is a knockdown shooter.
Russell against Dunn. From 13, here's Sharp. Simmons with the defensive effort.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Simmons.
Here's Russell. He's got 8. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Seconds left here in the opening quarter. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Amir Coffey with 1 shot. Substitutions on the court.
There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Dunn passes to Batum. No good. That would have tied it.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
D'Angelo Russell getting it done for Brooklyn. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, you come in thinking they're going to settle for perimeter jump shots. Think again.
They've certainly made the commitment to pounding the basketball into the painted area, and boy, is it paying dividends.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. The guard pair, it's Harden and Powell. Leonard and Jones slot in at the small and power forward. And it's Eubanks in at the center, filling up the middle.
Well, that's what I'm hearing from aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Here is Harden, and he just worked New York in that last game. And they call an illegal screen here. You know, Doris, assists aren't just a point guard stat any longer, are they? A lot of big men in the league can distribute very well.
Yeah, Kev, it's really striking to me how multi-dimensional every single position in the NBA has become. As you said, bigs can pass, point guards can attack the cup and score. The game is becoming more and more skilled.
Here's Powell, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Powell's got his second basket.
Okay, we see the mid-range game of Norman Powell starting to take shape, doing work.
And the rejection by Leonard. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. The Clippers trail. Passes to Powell, 16 feet away. Rebound by Williams. Nets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And here's Johnson outside. Claxton the pass to Russell. Over Harden. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Now, the first thing that strikes you as a player with Nick Claxton is how easily this guy gets off the floor. Vertical threat on the offensive end and an excellent rim protector on the defensive end.
And that one falls for Claxton. Simmons checked in for Eubanks. And Claxton drops them both. Recently, Doris, the Clippers have had their most successful stretch in franchise history.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They've only missed the playoffs twice, going all the way back to 2012. They made their first conference finals in team history back in 2021. Not bad for a franchise that had one of the worst win-loss records in league history.
Russell with it. 8 points for him. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Williams finds Russell. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Well, it hasn't been the most efficient game for this guy, but their team is fortunate to still be out in front.
Leonard inside. He's guarded by Williams. A rebound by the Nets. And here's the fast break. Russell leading the way. The shot by Johnson, no good. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent. I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David. Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Clowney's checked in, and it's Wilson in for Russell. Pass to Clowney. Nets passing it around. Johnson kicks to Williams. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Wilson. Kicks it out to Johnson. The 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Simmons got 4 rebounds in this game, and he's got his first chance at the line here.
You know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
1 time from the line.
Since moving back to Brooklyn in 2012, the Nets, Greg, have won just 2 playoff series.
And just think about the all-stars they've had. KG, Pierce, Durant, Kyrie, Harden. I could name more. The Nets just haven't been able to put it together.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Now here's Leonard. Wilson grabs the board.
I'll tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
First personal foul. Team second.
Brooklyn shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Zaire Williams at the line 2 times.
And he makes the first. A different look for the Clippers. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Jones. Amir Coffey comes in for Leonard. And it's done in for Norman Powell. That misses, so he splits the free throws. Clippers have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Done. Batum is just a done. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
First personal foul.
And let's take this chance to break out the real stats, real scores from the real NBA and the list of the league's leading teams in steals. The Clippers 3rd.
You can't get careless with the basketball against this group. I mean, they'll pick your pocket, and no surprise to see them in the upper echelon as far as steals.
Bogdan Bogdanović, he's checked in for the Clippers. No good on the second free throw. Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. The pass to Williams. Left block shot on the way. That doesn't fall either. He's missed his first 2 shots tonight. And it's done in the corner. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Brooklyn Nets. Trailing by 2. They've got the Wizards ahead of them. Their next game in Washington. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them.
How about Zubac? Works so hard on the defensive end. Nicely done.
Batum wide open. He fires. Drains it from beyond the arc. Batum's got the lead up to 5 now for Los Angeles. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Clippers.
I love the defensive concentration so far in this one. They're getting out on shooters and really doing a great job of disrupting the rhythm.
And the other thing that's working for them tonight, getting out into the open floor. A lot of the damage coming in transition.
4 on the shot clock. They get it back. And it's the Clippers ball. They're on a 12-3 run right now. Bogdanović wide open. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his first foul.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Johnson. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Wilson. And the shot is good.
You have the sense that D'Angelo Russell likes to play through contact. This is a tough-minded player.
Dunn against Russell. With some arc. Dunn misses. Nets trail by 6. Russell inside. Dunn covering. And the layup falls. Russell's got 12 points in the game.
And this is what D'Angelo Russell does out here, right? He's a dynamic scorer who doesn't lack for confidence.
And Keon Johnson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And the Clippers making a change here. Eubanks is checked in.
Clippers substitution. Drew Eubanks.
There's 39 seconds left in the first half. Got a piece of it. Johnson outside. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 3 assists now in this one.
See, to me, the more D'Angelo Russell passes the basketball, the better his team is. Encouraging to see him focus on it.
Here's Bogdanović. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Yeah, there's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Russell finds Johnson. Back to Russell. And it's denied. One second left. No good there. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Clippers ahead. Up by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. And having been behind by as many as 8, they clawed their way back. After a slow start, they turned up in the second quarter, going into the half with a 4-point lead. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
The bench unit was an essential part of the puzzle in the first half. They really stepped it up in a big way, and that helped out. And now the starters can appreciate not having to carry the load on their own.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Well, the story is their fourth shooter, under 40%. You got to give the D some credit. They look uninspired on offense. It'd be nice to see fewer isolation plays, more ball movement, and creating for each other.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at D'Angelo Russell, what a contribution.
And you know he's going to put up points every time out, but boy, he made it look so easy in that first half.
Now let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
Clippers leading by 4. Down on the block, it's Johnson with Claxton. Russell is out there with Johnson. And it's Williams at the 3 slot. And that's the group for Jordi Fernandez as we begin the second half. And Leonard stays with it.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
It's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing. And the Clippers get called for the foul.
You cannot be careless guarding D'Angelo Russell. This guy's so good at putting the defense in tough spots.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second.
What you love about D'Angelo Russell is his commitment to work. Though he's played for a couple of teams, this guy brings it every day.
Now, here is Harden. And Leonard has it in the corner. Leonard, so dangerous from deep.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, Doris, no one has a bigger effect on a game than this great two-way player.
There's no question, Kevin, because of his length and savvy on the defensive end. He can swallow up individual offensive matchups. He's that good defensively. And then you think to his transition on the offensive end from a player who was a standstill shooter to now who you can run your offense through.
Looking now at some numbers for Zubac. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. First in rebounding. And he's in the top 10 in field goal percentage. Really able to power his way to the bucket and finish through contact.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds. What a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks very much. James Harden is still a factor at age 35. He says, I'm more than a scorer, so for me, he's just impacting the game at the highest level. Kevin, he's led the league in scoring 3 times, but has also led the league in assists. So, it's pretty much true. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And don't forget, he rebounds as well as any guard right now in the NBA. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Here's Williams. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Now here's Powell. He's got 7. Jones looking for an opening. And the rejection by Claxton. Russell passes to Johnson. Back to Russell. Kicks it out to Johnson. Stolen by Jones. Outside Leonard. That shot missing. Good defense by Claxton. Outside Williams. And the Nets miss again.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Well, that's about recognizing a transition opportunity when it presents itself. Nice job by Kawhi Leonard.
Timeout called the Nets.
And with their offense sputtering, coaches got to get them back on track.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Sharp's checked in for Johnson. Lewis comes in for Williams. Martin's checked in for Johnson. And Trendon Watford subbed in for Russell. And Simmons, he's checked in for the Clippers. So it's the Clippers now, following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Jones. Brooklyn with the rebound. Claxton's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Watford passes to Sharp. And then Sharp with the dunk.
Well, he's such a good athlete for a center. It's how he's able to succeed despite being one of the smallest fives in the NBA.
Harden kicks to Simmons. Driving ball.
Simmons with a little flair and flash. Let him feel all of your basketball ability, Ben Simmons.
Awesome display of athleticism captured by our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. To the inside, Sharp. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Now here's Harden, covered by Watford. His three-pointers off the mark. Brooklyn trailing. Back to Martin for the tie. Pass to Claxton. Kicks it to Martin. Tries again. Good work defensively by Harden. LA's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Oh, the lob for Simmons. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Near the three-point line, it's Lewis. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. The Clippers shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Powell, the pass to Leonard. Over Watford. Leonard finagling one in close.
Well, the mid-range is certainly the area that he is most comfortable. Kawhi Leonard, that's where he started, folks.
Here's Watford. He's covered by Leonard. Now Watford. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit over 10 points a game.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows that they're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Bonnie's checked in, and it's Wilson in for Martin. Sharp against Dunn. It's tipped.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Passes it to Watford. For the lead. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Here's Coffey. Lewis against Bogdanovich. Pass to Clowney. Outside Wilson. Here's Clowney. Now the pass to Watford. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the Clippers. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll return shortly. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
I'll tell you, in today's game, you want skill and decision making at every position.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter, what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, down in the block, it'll be Kawhi next to Zubac. Then there's Bogdanovich. Then there's Dunn. And it's Coffey in at the 2. And it's the Clippers with the ball after D'Angelo Russell's miss.
He is too good a mid-range shooter to leave him that open.
Down against Russell. To the middle. And Claxton throws it down.
And slick dish there in the pick and roll. Russell showing his elite feel for the game.
The Clippers in the lead. Dunn dishes to Bogdanovich.
Nets foul. Zaire Williams.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Jones checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Norman Powell comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's James Harden in for Amir Coffey.
Norman Powell.
Dunn outside. Back to Zubac. Let's see what the Brooklyn Nets have coming up. On Saturday, they'll take on Chris Middleton and the Washington Wizards. Then on Monday, they'll be taking on Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks.
And looking at the Minnesota matchup, it's going to be a bit of a measuring stick for them. See just how they stack up with a team that most would feel has the edge.
The free throw drops for Zubac.
It's been great watching Ivica Zubac's growth. This guy, his game has evolved and his role is increasing.
And both free throws good for Zubac. Nets trail by 4. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Here is Harden after Keon Johnson's bucket. Harden, no good.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Here's Russell. And he hits it to tie the game up.
And really, after trailing the entire game, they've got to be feeling good about evening things up.
Oh, it got ugly there for a stretch. Nothing was working, but they've come back and have a chance to seal the deal.
Johnson with it. Now guarded by Dunn. Break their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking them.
Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. And it's Dunn penetrating and Dunn with the slam.
How about that second gear displayed by Chris Dunn on that drive? Caps it off with a brutal throwdown.
Here's Russell. And he lays it straight in. Russell's got 19 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Harden against Claxton. And the rejection by Claxton. Pushing it up. Here's Johnson. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 5 assists tonight. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Nets.
Great job by this team closing out, blocking a bunch of shots, and just a tremendous effort defensively.
And they've also been scoring on the break. With how difficult it is to get buckets in the half court, anytime you can push the ball in transition for easy ones, that's big time.
Russell looking around. And that one is good. Russell's got 6 here in this quarter.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers. Since halftime, they've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. And Russell gets it to go on the assist by Johnson.
From Johnson.
Johnson's got 3 assists tonight.
He's unguardable. Nobody been able to contain him here in the fourth quarter. Now 4 of 5 from the field.
Now here's Harden. Pass to Zubac. Lays it up off the glass. 6 points for Ivica Zubac.
Wow, they needed a bucket, and Zubac answers the call big time.
Deep 2 from Russell. Johnson, the pass to Russell. No good that time. Good D by Harden. Clippers trail by 4.
Fourth quarter.
They double him with Russell. Harden outside. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeding. Dunn finds Zubac. It's hauled in by Claxton. Timeout called. The Nets. They're up by 4. 1:36 left in the fourth quarter. And now let's present our New Balance player of the game, Nick Claxton.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Well, during the break, listened in with what Jordy Fernandez was telling the team. He was very fired up. He said, look, this is going to be a big win for us. We close this out, and we'll show the rest of the league who we are.
Thank you, David. Here's Harden. After D'Angelo Russell's bucket, Leonard no luck. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Russell kicks to Johnson. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 6 assists in the game. Here's Leonard. It's Powell on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Here's Zubac. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. They're in good position here to ride it out.
Certainly, if they just play smart, this game's over.
Russell passes to Johnson. From deep. And it's Russell missing.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the 3.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
I mean, the communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
Jones finds Powell. Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer. He'll head to the line.
Johnson.
Norman Powell knows his role, and that is to be aggressive on the offensive end. Great job drawing contact.
Norman Powell. 3 shots.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor,
They got it right with the review.
And a deep three from Russell. No good there. So it's the Nets picking up the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.